And with that, we are going to jump right into our talk of Holidays Unwrapped for Equestria Girls.
Yeah, picks and gifts have gotten long.
They did, and I thank you all for all your wonderful, wonderful entries. And I'm sure
Well, it's
they're all
mostly the
wonderful
intro,
and
but hey.
tasteful. So, getting into this, basically, this was a special that was split up into 6 different parts, each one of them detailing a small short story. Basically, this was the Equestria Girls' lives flashing before their eyes as their series was canceled from right in front of them and they slowly began to die. It was not a pretty sight, but we got to enjoy some laughs as they slowly died. Unfortunately, the bacon has gone cold. Ouch, that's dark. That was way dark. Okay, apparently it was a little too dark. Everybody got home.
It was too tragic.
It was too
the
dark.
Bacon got
It was
cold.
real.
The bacon's got cold. Oh god, I did not mean to make it that dark. All right, so there were 6 different segments, and because they are 6 different ones, we have the auspicious fun of not trying to monologue through the entire thing at once, but to go through each segment one at a time. So, let's see.
I think they're all in segments.
So we're going to go ahead and start off with the first segment, Blizzard or Bust. Now, this segment deals with how they slowly began to die. Okay, I'm going to drop the whole dying thing. I tried to make a little joke thing about the episode here, but I just set that to such a dark tone, I can't continue it. I really can't.
Also, that's something you have to look at the stockbroker and go, okay, Blizzard or am I bust?
Alright. In any case, the first episode dealt with winter cramming before the winter break, essentially. Of course, all of the Equestria girls trying their hardest to study as quick as they can for an entire night in order to get ready for the endless cavalcade of tests before they finally get out for the winter holiday. Of course, because they've been studying so hard, that none of them got any sleep at all, if just barely any, and they are all so freaking exhausted that they probably couldn't take the test to begin with.
So, yes, college.
Pretty much, it's college, but they're high school students, so what the hell kind of high school is doing this to their kids?
A lot of...
Private schooling.
You know what? I'll go with that. Private schooling. Perfect. So, Rainbow Dash comes across a brilliant idea. A horrible idea. She has a terrific, horrible idea. Unfortunately, she doesn't dress up as Santa Claus. Oh my god, really? Hold on, sorry, I just saw something and I have to check.
Also, your Fluttershy just agreed to it.
Wait, was it really just add pillows?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, alright, so, interesting. By the way, do you know what today is, apparently? Now, it's national, so this is just in the United States. But today is considered National Bacon Day.
Ooh.
The bacon's got cold. Even more tragic.
The irony. The iron freaking knee. Yeah, okay, perfect. That's a perfect picture. Thank you, DM12. So Rainbow Dash has the wonderful, insane idea of having a snow day get called. So the fact is, it's not snowing at all. Basically, they're in the middle of California. So in order to convince the teachers that they have snow happening and have Principal Celestia call the day off, they hatch an intrinsic scheme consisting of sound effects, using mashed potatoes, basically a bunch of other things in order to make it look like a blustery winter holiday right outside of Celestia's window. Unfortunately, as all shenanigans go, it failed.
Mission failed.
Though it actually was about to succeed, and then Cranky Doodle realized what was going on and told Princess Celestia, Because apparently staging a snow day outside of one window out of a school of multiple windows may not exactly work as well as one would hope.
It'd have to be the entire city.
Well, either that or at least around the school.
All I'm saying is, let us be happy that they don't have the Pegasi magic.
But fortunately for them, in a way, they all got detention, which they were able to do their testing at that point. And it looks like they at least got some rest, though the irony being that they worked so stupidly hard to make that snow day happen that they could have just put that effort into actually taking the tests.
Yeah.
Well, we know of at least 2, maybe 3 that would pass without problem.
Well, you know what they say about hindsight, right?
It's 2020.
2020?
It's exactly, it's 2020.
Okay, so I'm trying to go through the images a little at a time, but at the same exact time, since we are going from segment to segment, I may not be able to get to everybody's pictures right off the bat here. But yes, a few of the fun pictures there. Here's all of them getting caught. Actually, I recall it now. The mashed potatoes were actually made to make a cookie snowman. And it was Pinkie Pie's fault. Though apparently a raccoon got involved.
Raccoon
Dude,
shenanigans.
Freaking food.
But seriously, what the hell is up with the Equestria girl legs? Those things are freaking huge.
Dude, we've been saying that for years.
Well, yeah, but they had the boots before, and the boots were a great cutoff, and now they're not there.
Also, little food fact, mashed potatoes is a stand-in for ice cream while doing photo shoots.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, that's probably why they used it.
It
But
doesn't
yeah,
melt, and you can form it and just let it sit there.
but yeah, that was the first special. Them trying to get a snow day to be accepted and failing near the end because of Cranky Doodle. Now we'll just leave it on the moment here with Rainbow. That's not Rainbow Dash. That's too pink to be Rainbow Dash. That's Pinkie Pie. But Pinkie
It's the pink one.
Pinkie Pie doing samurai spud splitting. Seriously, that was a fun moment there. Next one, saving Pinkie's pie.
Lewd.
I'm just gonna post this, and I'm just gonna go ahead and post this image here, just to make people wonder for a moment.
You know what? I know the caption for this. Stop hammer time.
Really? I was gonna go with more of a protection joke. Make sure to wear protection. Actually, I like the hammer time one. That's much better. It is way much better. But yes, this one, Pinkie Pie has a yearly tradition of baking a souffle. Unfortunately, she also has a yearly tradition of not getting it to Verity in time, so she finds that it's flat, it's disgusting, and, well, she may still eat it, but it's not all that good. Sunset is inspired by Pinkie Pie and decides to help her get the souffle delivered. Unfortunately, Fluttershy has realized that she's started to kill many animals in her attempts to help out the world by working for... Damn it! Darn it. I had it! I had it! It was so beautiful! It was set up so well! Why? Okay. What's the animal organization that's basically a bunch of asshat hypocrites?
PETA.
Thank you. Fluttershy worked for PETA for a while and then realized she wasn't helping any animals. She's having a nervous breakdown. See, that would have worked so well. It would have been perfect. But in all honesty, well, actually this was funny. Just Fluttershy basically having PTSD breakdown because a snowball fight, the biggest one of all ages, erupted right in front of Pinkie Pie's house. I have no idea how that happened. I'm pretty sure Pinkie Pie has something to do with it. I'm going to sneeze. Back on track. So, apparently it has come... Wow. Sunset is still set on her determination to get Pinkie Pie and her souffle out of the house, unhit by snow, and to Rarity before it deflates. So, first she has Flash Sentry use himself as a bodyguard. Seriously, she basically carries Pinkie Pie like a freaking battering ram, and Flash Sentry just gets hit. This is his only shining moment, ladies and gentlemen. We will never see Flash Sentry do anything good again. Granted, I guess it's an okay moment for being... He's basically devolved down to one of those... He's a sad person now. He's sad. But he had his 10 seconds of fame. But yes, running through forts, running through entire barricades, running through a very... actually, as funny as this is, that's not Snowball, it's Bulk Biceps. Bulk Biceps was not throwing a rock, he was actually trying to hide. But eventually, Sunset does get hit by a ton of snowballs, but she manages to get Pinkie Pie all the way out. And they manage to barely get the souffle delivered to Rarity in time, which she is finally able to take a bite. Granted, it probably helped that Rarity actually was out and about instead of them having to run to her house. And meanwhile, the Snowball War has basically killed all the Equestria girls. This is why the series ended, everybody. They all died from frostbite. See, Trixie there doesn't have long left for this world. Anyone want to add anything to this?
Nah,
It looks like
I always knew Trixie was a frigid bitch.
Ah. Okay, I'm seeing this animated GIF and wow, this is just hilarious. But yeah, essentially the war was between the Apple family and everybody else. When you have a big enough family to start your own snow war, you know you have to. So, that is it for special number 2. Special number 3 goes more into cider territory. Which we get Wormy the Worm. Unfortunately, Wormy the Worm is a very hungry worm, and he ate the entire apple orchard. Wormy the Worm caused Applejack's family to become destitute. They lived in an orphanage now. Applejack has to eat snow in order to survive. She renames herself Jessie and starts to take on Pokemon. Damn you, Wormy. You're such a worm. No, but in all honesty, this one deals with the Apple family and the pawnbrokers of Flim and Flam. Of course, every single year they have a big party. And every single year they have the famous Applejack's apple cider. And somehow Flim and Flam managed to get a hold of the cider, and the Apple family is left with nothing. And it's basically a big con job the whole way through. So Twilight hears about this, and she's just like, you know what? I just watched every single movie of Oceans. I even watched the original Oceans 11, and even Oceans 8 that nobody else watched. Twice! I could totally plan a heist to counter their heist. And so they began, first by gathering their cohorts, including a big fat pig. And I think the rest of the... Yeah, this is scattered imagery here. So they gather the rest of their cohorts. And thus begins the immediate con-off. It literally becomes basically a planning who's ahead of who situation. Twilight tries to hide the cider. They apparently find the cider and they give him some sort of messed up diamond. Then they apparently got the right cider, which actually was switched, which actually was a peppered cider. Unfortunately, the pepper cider was also switched initially. So the cider was the real cider, but the pepper cider was the real cider, and the real cider was the pepper cider.
Look, it just works, okay?
It actually does. It actually does work, and it gets convolutedly silly with the fact that they end up digging a hole into the ground in order to get the cider out of the locked box. But literally, Sideswipe manages to outsmart them all. Though it got really weird the whole time. But it was fun.
It got weird the moment we started to have to go, okay, is that the real one, or did they switch it before they swapped it?
In all honesty, it became a question: who won? Because it seems like they knew what they were doing, but she knew what they were doing, but they knew what she was doing, but she knew what they were doing. It honestly became a big back and forth for a little bit, which was hilarious as hell.
Hold on, to pull something from Healthy Ultimate Abridged. They know our plan, so we can plan around their plan. That they are playing around our plan, so we'll plan around their plan. They're playing around our plan.
Yes, essentially, it gets weird. It gets really, really weird.
Like
But
I said, we basically did a Helsing plot.
kind of. But in any case, it was fun regardless. Definitely a silly little thing. And then moving on to the great school break-in. Actually, here's a picture of Rainbow Dash from the snowball fight, dressed up as a hidden Frosty the Snowman. So, the great school break-in. This was weird. So, apparently, they left a key in a locker. This key was the only way that they can get to a bunch of toys that were meant for the poor orphans and children in the mall. So they decide that they need to break into the school and get the key out of the locker because school is officially closed for the holidays. We get incredible plans, everything from Applejack planning on lifting the entire school, which will somehow work. Literally, her whole plan was literally lift the school. There was nothing else at that point. Then Fluttershy using her animals to basically attack the janitor, sneak into the locker, opening the door and getting the key and everything. Getting to the point where we have Sunset Shimmer and Pinkie Pie wearing Splinter Cell goggles and doing a sneak in through the school. And also, I'm giving a bunch of fetish fuel to a bunch of Brony artists out there. You know who you are. And finally, Twilight Sparkle coming up with the ultimate plan of just calling Principal Celestia and asking if she can open the door and let them get their key for a charity, and then giving a bunch of cupcakes in return. Yeah, that one worked, by the way.
We kind of had a feeling.
Well, granted, I did like the whole transformation sequence that Applejack did for this. Just because it seemed way over the top for her. And it definitely kind of reminded me of just the cliche anime magic girl thing going on. But yeah, it was a heist. It was silly. It was fun. They got their key. Here's a picture of a cute doggy that came out from it.
Aww.
Seriously, this thing is adorable and derped as hell.
Isn't that what we expect?
I don't know. I mean, who doesn't? Why is Sunset wearing a leather vest under a winter jacket? Because leather does not keep well in the cold.
Yeah, have you tried to wear it?
Besides,
because fuck you, that's why.
yes, she likes her spikes. Let her have her leather spikes.
And let that girl have her leather wear.
And Applejack secretly fantasizes being Sailor Moon. Honestly, that would be such a hilarious headcanon. I would love the hell out of that.
I would too.
Yeah. So they did exchange contact information. Ooh! DM12. Oh, that was brilliant. How did I not think of that? That was actually a bit of that was actually a bit of continuity. They contact information from the Star Swirl side concert stuff was Oh, nice. I like
Don't you
that.
just love it when you have that moment of, oh, so that's how that happened.
No, well, it's not, oh, that's how that happens. Oh, that's actually really good, and I like that. So, who's ready for the next one? Which we actually see Zephyr Breeze having a job.
No, it's not that horrible. Oh my god, what's that on the wall?
Okay, so this one we actually get to see our brother and sister of the
Camp.
camp, thank you. Doing their thing there. Here's also a lovely little image confirming another ship. Or if it's not a ship, I don't know what to think at this point. Actually, we get a lot of cameos from the camp, the movie short, a bunch of things here. So I'm just gonna go through a couple of them.
Also, I did do a double check on like those goggles. They did just reuse the ones they had for Pinky
Well, duh.
from like season 3.
Well, why would they make a whole new asset when they already had them? In any case, so Rainbow Dash realizes that she does not have a gift for Twilight, and she needs to get it immediately. No, it's not for Twilight, it's Fluttershy. I'm sorry. But yeah, Rainbow Dash needs to get a gift for Fluttershy. She gets pulled into essentially the equivalent of Spencer's Gifts by Zephyr Breeze. And here we see just this.
Yeah, we love
This-
you too, animators. We love you too.
There's no adequate way to describe all of this. There is not.
Well, let's see. It's an ugly pony with a purple and fading into lighter color mane, holding fidget spinners and wearing. Is that actually a fedora? Yeah,
It's an actual fedora. It's not a trilby.
Yeah, I was just I just had to make sure. So yeah, it's basically fuck you, internet.
Yes. There's so much here. But yes. So while all of our friends are getting gifts and wonderful little things, including it looks like Sunset is probably getting a little bit of PTSD with Squirrel and Nuts too. But yeah, here's a bunch of the clips of it. Shirts, clothing, toys and stuff. The giant squishy bird. I gotta admit that if I got that as a gift, that would be freaking awesome. Just a giant squishy bird.
Well, we know of one person in this chat that would want it to at least be feline in nature.
Honestly though, this image hurts so much.
What's up, my homies?
What makes it worse is the rose and the heart, not the fidget spinner. Fidget spinner I can understand because that was a thing for kids.
Well, it was, but it was even old school by the time this thing came out, which probably is why it was more hilarious that it was there. But no, the array of toys and things that Zephyr comes out with are hilarious, including the Extendo High Five. Literally basically a giant wand with a hand so you can high five somebody from a distance.
AKA a selfie stick that's useful.
Moving on. A VR night viewer. I think this was like something of a hoverboard.
And I see the night viewer itself as an Oculus clone.
Well, of course it's an Oculus. Yeah, it's an Oculus clone. Yeah. But in any case, eventually he. Okay, I'm just gonna put this up here real fast, but yeah, he keeps throwing this, that, and the other. However, Rainbow Dash is smart enough to realize at least this is stuff I would love, but it's not for Fluttershy. And what the hell are you doing? You're her brother. You should know her better than this. And eventually he gives her a camera, which he also gave her the same camera last year. So honestly, that it was kind of typical Zephyr Breeze there. However, it actually does work in Fluttershy's favor, as now she could take shots from different angles with different cameras. So happy gifts all around. However, we will always be tainted now because we now have the Milady Pony, which will haunt us until our dying days. And the face of Rainbow Dash, which will amuse us till our dying days.
In all honesty, boss, having a gift that you always give someone every year isn't a bad thing. I mean, I get a new vest every year from my...
Oh god, it's Moby Huge. What's Moby Huge? And why am I scared?
I'll search it for you.
Actually, some people say more colorful Hot Topic. I honestly say it's a Spencer's gift.
Oh, that's what it is. Circuit,
Yeah,
I'm just no, I'm just gonna send it to Circuit, and he doesn't have he absolutely does not need to put this on stream. No, literally, don't. No, you're not putting this on stream.
I'm guessing a lot of bad.
You know what? I just saw the Amazon tagline. I don't need to know anything.
Yeah, there you go. Just read the webpage, and that's all you need to know.
Unfortunately, a picture is worth 1,000 words, but I have no words to describe that. Moving on. We're gonna move on. We are moving the hell on here. Oh god.
Until somehow they convince me to actually give the chat the link.
Save it for the after party. Save it for the after party.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna move it. Yeah, it's a joke about the censored edit. Oh my god. Oh god. We're moving on. Oh, my brain malfunctioned there. Okay, so finally, the final special was "Oh Come All Ye Squashful." Now this one, it was Applejack talking about how her family does group photos for the season, in which they do a theme for that season. In which case, Verity hears about this and decides we should do a theme, a cornucopia theme for our friends. And takes it very literally. So much that she spent several days designing outfits. Okay, hold on, I gotta put this up. This is just funny. Just an ice sculpture of Fluttershy there.
Yeah.
She has skills.
And this. No, seriously, this special was so full of just hilarious, silly moments and things that it really is nothing but great stuff.
In all honesty, if they were going out, they said, you know what, let's have fun with this.
And they pretty much did, and I like it. But yeah, so Verity designs a bunch of very extravagant outfits. With all of them is different fruits and vegetables in order to stand in front of a cornucopia piece for a group shot. Of course, she doesn't realize just how extravagant or unmovable these outfits are until they realize they have to literally cross the school hallway from the prop department to the stage where they have everything set up for the photo shoot. Of course,
Pinkie Pie takes being corn very seriously and funny.
Pinkie Pie takes Pinkie Pie very seriously. But yeah, this gets crazy with Fluttershy wearing a grape outfit, Rarity having a blow-up squash dress. Actually, this is just a fun picture right there. Apparently, Fluttershy is very great to see you. Blah. Okay, that hurt. But yeah, here's an actual full picture of everything. I do like it, but it looks so horribly cheesy at the same time. But yeah, the whole thing was Rarity designing these dresses, then realizing they didn't exactly have to go all out, and then having to cross the school area while school is in session, and either try to avoid or deal with the ridicule and laughter of their classmates as they try to get to the stage and get the photo done. in all,
Yeah,
it was just a silly moment, but the outfits were fun and it was just silly altogether.
Also, this still doesn't help the legs. Thank God, the legs.
Honestly, I think the outfits help with the legs, but that's only because they're giant blistering outfits there. I mean, they
Also,
obscure
they're solid colors that we don't have to really question where it starts and where it ends.
aren't most solid. Yeah, DM12 that is pretty much most solid traditions at times, but yeah. Actually, I did. I did show that GIF a moment ago, but let's see this one. Yeah, we'll just have that there for the moment. But that was all the specials. 6 different specials all tied together in one big piece that you can enjoy all together. I really liked it because it just, instead of just doing one big thing, they just did a bunch of little small things in order to just celebrate the seasons all together, and they were fun little contained stories. So you can enjoy them one at a time or enjoy them all in a big burst. There were some horrible jokes. There was a nice little a bunch of callbacks to a bunch of previous things, and it isn't the send off I would give the Equestria girls, but considering what could have happened or not happened, this was okay for the final send off for them, at least as we know them for the moment. Whether they'll continue in comics or Pony Life or maybe even Generation 5, I don't know, but this isn't a bad way to go either. Would I want something better? Yeah, but I would want something like a spectacular firefight with their superpowers and some sort of crazy maniacal villain and something that threatens the entire world. That would have been awesome, but, you know, for something slice of life like this is also a good way to go, too. So, I'm not disappointed. I'm not.
Well, considering that at first we all despised it, or at very least didn't like it, it's kind of grown on us, and we said, yeah, we actually like it.
So did it grow just like Rarity's squash dress?
Hey, you're the one that said it, not me.
But that's my thoughts about the special. It's a good way to send off. It's nice. It's a nice little holiday special we can enjoy, and I'm not going to complain. I'm really not. I'm actually enjoying this. I'll probably enjoy it again the next year. So, everybody who watched this, final thoughts on the special. Textalion, did you?
I think he's either away from keyboard or not. Honestly, this was fun, and I'm just like, yeah, if this is the last we see of them, I'm happy it ended this way.
And unfortunately, it looks like Deathlight vanished.
He had connection issues.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay, Tokoi? You already said? Suki.
By the way, when you were saying her Deathlight was having connection issues, all I could think of was red versus blue. You're having lag. anyway, as far as this particular part of the special, the whole dress thing, I don't know. For me, I think this was probably the weakest one out of them. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that one. It definitely feels like the weakest one. In fact, it has it has a good number of clippings, but they're all basically just like the same 3 images for the most part. And the story doesn't exactly grip as well as the rest of them. I mean, the outfits were fun, but that's about it. I don't recall too much of anything else about it. But anyway, yeah, I'm sorry, it stole the spotlight.
No, that's all right. That's really about it. I kind of thought this one was like the weakest of them.
How about the whole holiday special as a whole then?
It would have been nice if we had gotten something that was a little bit more like actually, like a full on special with like one idea, or at least all of these could have somehow been worked together into it somehow. At the very least, you could have probably worked together all the stuff that actually had snow together in a way to where it would have made sense as a full special. But I don't know. For basically what we got, I don't think it was terrible. I just, it was we could have. I mean, it would have been nice for us to have gone out on like one more like actual movie. But we'll take what we get.
Yeah, I feel like you're there, 100%. Goldust. Do you have any thoughts? You're muted, by the way, if you're there.
I honestly didn't see it. I'm just kind of here.
Fair enough. Textelian, I see you're back. Do you have any thoughts?
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm back?
Well, I tried to ask your opinion, and you didn't exactly say
Oh
anything.
wait, that's right. I was actually having to feed the fish.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your thoughts on the whole holiday special as a whole?
You know, the first part was actually funny, trying to cancel school, but the rest of it, I don't know why. I was just bored with it.
Fair enough.
I mean, I tried to get into it, but I don't know. But the end was pretty funny though, where they wore all those poopy dresses and costumes.
So I think it's one of those specials where you can enjoy like one or two of the things at least are good. Somebody will find some enjoyment out of them. It may not be a one for all kind of situation, but a piece for all is good. You can enjoy one piece of the fruit pie, I guess, or the rarity squash.
Well, that's Equestria girls for you.
There you go.